Alright, hello everybody. Welcome to episode 7 of Podcast Prime. I'm your host, bladelordcal, and today we're having a more esports-centric podcast episode. So we've got koN from Curse. How are you today?
I'm good, thanks.
We've got Krashy from SG.
Hello.
And we've got Europe's greatest support, Dignitas's Darky. How are you?
Hello.
Alright, so today we're going to kind of kick off with a little announcement from koN, so if you want to take it away.
Alright, so I guess I'll just get straight to the point. We had some roster changes for Season 2, so we replaced Mal with Pseudo from Justice, and I'm going to be playing Marksman, and Pseudo is going to be our new mid player, so... Hopefully it's going to be a good change for Season 2. We're looking forward to it.
So what was like the reasoning behind benching
There was a whole lot of stuff. I don't want to get too into detail, but it was more like of a lot that happened at ESL, and I don't know, it was kind of just, we talked it over as a team and we all kind of agreed. So
okay. So speaking of ESL in Burbank, I kind of want to talk about like the venues, or like the venue for ESL, and it was actually a lot nicer than I expected it to be. Do you guys have like the same kind of sentiment?
I don't know. I feel like it was actually exactly what I was expecting, but then when you're there, it was like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, it was what I was expecting, but it was better than that because I had never been there before, and it was like I had seen like on streams before, I had seen the EU ESL studio, so I was expecting that, and that's not what the NA one was like. There was like the 2 booths, and then there was like the whole casting section in the middle. So it was just like, it was what I was expecting in like a different way, and it was like exciting and fun, and that's cool. You know what I mean?
Well, like, cause before the event, I was given the address, and I was like, you know, Google Mapsing it. I was like, what is this place? This place doesn't look like anything. Like, I'm expected to believe there's an ESL studio in here. Like,
That's the same in EU though.
Really?
From the outside, it's like a normal building, and inside there's like all the lights.
well,
and
the thing about
banners.
the Burbank one is like, there's houses like literally 50 feet from it. So like, I was like, why is this in a residential area? Like, wait, what? So
at first I thought it was super sketchy because the guy had to open a gate, and then there's like some broken car on the side, and I was like, oh my god, like where the fuck
there was like
going?
that paint. It was like a painted orange van, and we went through 2 gates, and like we get through the second gate, and like Azure Fire's like, I feel like I'm about to be murdered. He literally said that. It was so random.
Yeah, it was like really, it was really sketchy. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Because I was like, why is there a gate? Like, what? Because like,
and I saw the big logo on the door. I was like, thank God.
Yeah, the logo I think is like what got us. I saw the logo and was like, uh-oh, this is gonna be really cool.
Overall, though, I think the venue was really, really nice. You know, it was really cold in there, though.
Yeah, it was freezing. They said like they needed the AC for the computers so they don't overheat, but it was just way too much.
Yeah.
You're sitting in these booths and you're freezing.
Hand warmers. Like when you have to keep boxes of hand warmers at your studio, that's when you know it's
well, I mean, the hand warmers are also for just the players, because like,
yeah, I know, but I'm just
your hands get like all cold when you're nervous.
It was way too cold though.
Oh yeah, no, it was ridiculously cold. I thought it would be like, I don't know, California was also just like really nice during that time, and it was It was
Yeah.
coming at like some really awkward timing because it was like really ridiculously hot like 2 days before. So,
That's
Darky,
what
how
everybody
was
kept telling
the-
us. It's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
no, I was like the main proponent of that. Darky, how was like the EU venue and like the setup there?
I mean, where we played, you all saw it probably. It's like 5 PCs next to each other in like a triangle setup
Yeah.
thing. And then we're basically looking at the casters, and there's like this whole wall with screens.
Mm-hmm.
And then everywhere in the ESL studios there were banners of Infinite Crisis, and
Mm-hmm.
in the upper floor we were able to practice. So I don't know if you had something like that.
We
Kind
kind
of
of had like
back
a
room.
back room.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like it was like, I don't know, renovated, I guess, but
Yeah. Oh, that
And then-
backstage was nice though. Go ahead.
Then I did the speed test and found out it's a 1 gigabyte up and download connection, and I'm like, fuck this.
Oh my god.
So did y'all have to, like, if y'all wanted to practice, did y'all have to play on the live client? Like what's
Yeah.
like on the internet?
Yeah,
Yeah, because like we
In
went
the
to the
practice
back.
room, the LAN server wasn't up yet. So
Yeah, we like we were in the back and they were like, yeah, you can practice online, and we were like, okay, cool. So we like opened up like a Gotham Heights, and we were like 5 stacking a Gotham Heights in the back of the ESL studio, and we were just getting stomped because it was so laggy. Like we were getting our asses kicked by like 5 people, just 5 random people on Gotham Heights, and we
Dude,
were just like, oh,
that's-
this sucks.
we downloaded Hearthstone in like 2 minutes. So
Oh man.
It's-
Dude, that's
it's a big-
quality IC practice. Dude, it gets your decision making like skills
it
better.
was like morning when we arrived, so
Yeah.
queue times were like, meh.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like the West Coast to West Coast to IC servers, not that great of a connection. So like,
Yeah, that's what I've been told.
yeah, no, it's have fun playing with like a constant 90 to 120 ping. It's not the greatest, but we have to
Yeah.
make do. So yeah, I want to kind of talk about like the backstage thing, because like or like just compare the two venues, because like Darky, you said it was like just 5 computer casters in the
Well,
middle,
I mean, there was like a
like a gap.
what's it called? A place for like viewers,
Mm-hmm.
which was pretty crowded actually. I didn't really expect that,
Mm-hmm.
but it
Was it like a
overall
nice
pretty
viewing
nice.
area? Because all we got were
Yeah.
chairs.
Yeah, we just had like
Yeah,
a
I
bunch
mean,
of chairs.
it was stairs, but with like cushions and stuff.
Oh,
So
I think we.
Well, I
we
mean,
got,
the
like-
other thing is like the NA studio. They've even said it's just like it's not done yet. Like they're still actually like building it and renovating
Right.
it, and like the driver was like saying how he like was one of the guys, like the one of the drivers. Anyways, he was like one of the guys that helps like paints all the room and like sets it all up and stuff. And he was saying that like all those back rooms that we saw that like we just basically walked past just to get in and out of the back and the front of the building, those are all going to actually be used for stuff, and that like they're just still kind of putting it all together.
Mhm.
I suppose, anyways, because yeah, it definitely seemed like the space they had was not being utilized to its fullest. So I think
Yeah.
they're gonna like they'll eventually, I think, like put in like a viewing area and makes things a little bit more solid. But even nonetheless, it was still really awesome.
Yeah, it was nice. I just really liked the backstage area for Burbank because they had like a bunch of DX Racer chairs and a big TV
Oh yeah,
yeah.
to watch the matches. Like everybody, like I don't know, I didn't know about it until like I just walked over there, but the viewing match for the viewing area for Burbank was just like 2 TVs displaying the stream or whatever, or the match, and then like chairs.
yeah, pretty
You know?
much.
It was just chairs. They weren't even that comfortable with chairs, so I was like, wonder if there's somewhere else I can sit that's like way more comfortable and I can lean back.
And fall asleep.
Oh yeah, no, I fell asleep. Those chairs are too comfortable, dude.
Yeah, they are pretty comfy.
It's like a trap. I All right. So at the event or events, I think season 2 was announced for ESL, and I think a bunch of people, like, combined with the September update, which we can talk about a little bit later, but combined with the September update, like, it brought a lot of people back to the game, and you know, we've seen some like roster changes from, you know, Curse, and Flipside just announced like a new old roster.
Yeah, like they just basically re-announced their roster.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So, you know, people are like, after like watching Burbank, they probably like, hey, like, you know, that was really cool, and we want to be part of that. So, let's just kind of talk about like season 2 and like what you guys kind of expect out of it. So let's go with koN. Is it
Season
just...
2.
I know it's
Well,
like
yeah,
the same exact format, but it's like, I don't know.
I think it's gonna be more competitive, that's for sure. Like a lot more teams forming, a lot of old players coming back. I'm looking forward to it for sure. I'm still not sure about like what the teams are though. Like as far as rosters go. Like I know the old complexity is back. I'm not sure about Justice if they're coming back.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything on that front either. But the old complexity lineup is Telekinetic, Spaghetti, MXL9, and Platypus.
Yeah, so basically the old koN.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be harder to qualify this season.
I think the points will probably be a lot closer too, which will make it for interesting going into the later weeks, because like you won't be able to like not have a good week. You know what I mean? Like that could hurt you so bad.
So yeah, like I don't know. I think it will make things a lot more interesting, and I'm looking forward to seeing like how many teams actually like play in the first week of Go4, which is actually literally 1 week from now.
Oh yeah, today's Sunday.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I want to see like how people do. Also, like playing on the new September patch is going to be pretty exciting. Have you guys seen the new view match for IC?
I've seen the screenshots and it looks really cool.
It's really nice. I don't know.
The IC logo, which they usually put on the stream, is now like integrated as well.
Oh, it's always been integrated.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's always been there, dude. I can't get rid of that thing. Like,
Wrecked.
I don't know, because usually like there'll be like an overlay or something that like adds to it. Like I haven't talked to any of the ESL people about getting like an ESL like logo to put under it or like next to it or whatever. For what
I'm sure you could just do that. I don't think they would mind. It is an ESL.
No, I don't know where to get it. Is the thing.
Oh, dude, I can give
You
it.
just
to you.
Google it.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could just find it
I'm
on
too
the
lazy
ESL
for
logo.
that, dude. I need things given to me.
I got you, man. I got you.
But yeah, I think season 2 will be a lot more competitive, like especially with all these people returning, and then like, you know, you also have like I think like 1,500 people or something tuned into Burbank. I don't know what the numbers for the EU stream was like.
It got
I
up to
heard
like
there were-
it got up to like 3,000 at some
Yeah.
point. It was like 22 something, 25 something at EU, and then in A it like peaked at like 3,000.
Yeah, so like
And
you
it was
have
pretty
those
consistent.
people like, you know, seeing the Burbank venue and then like seeing the game maybe for the first time.
What I actually didn't understand is why they didn't stream on the ESL channel. think
I
that
kind of
would've-
wondered. I've kind of always wondered why they haven't done like the really big stuff on like bigger channels.
Because I think they just want to keep
mean,
attention to the
with
IC
ESL, like you see, there's an event going on, so let's just check it out, and everyone's gonna watch it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
especially
know.
with like, especially because they had like some in-house ESL people like doing a lot of the show. Like they
Yeah.
had Kevin Naki, is that his name? Like
Is he
he, I
with
Yeah.
believe.
ASL?
I don't know. I mean, he at least was for this event. I kind of saw him as an ESL worker. I mean, in my eyes, anyways, or an ESL guy.
I just
And
saw him
then
as
like even Clutch. I don't know. Well, they weren't people that we had previously, is what I mean. I guess.
yeah.
So like, I just kind of assumed that like if they were going to be doing something, they might have wanted it on a bigger outlet, and it seems like they didn't. I don't know. It could have. I mean, like the same people who were going to watch it from the IC channel that were already planning on watching it would
Uh-huh.
have easily just gone to a different channel if
Yeah.
they knew it. That's where it would have been. So it wouldn't have hurt us viewer wise at all, and it could have. I don't know.
I
Maybe
still
they
think
did
it's
just
still
want to
like
keep it closer to the name of the game, I suppose.
exactly. I don't know. I just can't wait for the day that IC actually goes to like an IEM. And like
Oh,
Yeah.
that's IM is pretty big, so
yeah, no, I can't
It's
wait for
like-
the day that that happens, and then like they fly out, you know, like 4 NA teams and like 4 EU teams to like play, because like I think that would it wouldn't make any sense to do it now, because like I don't know who would watch, but like maybe a couple months down the line, if like the September patch is a big thing and does
Yeah.
bring a lot of players to the game, which I think it has, you know, but that's just pure speculation at this point.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like the day before the patch, I looked at my friends list. There's like 2 people on. Next day, there's like so many people. It's crazy.
Hmm.
They brought back so many people.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited for this patch.
my dad is actually playing the game now as well.
Your dad?
What?
Dad?
Yeah. He's
What?
like, can you teach me?
Dude,
That's crazy, dude.
You just link him to your redbull.com guide.
Yeah,
Or
except he's
article.
not really good in English, so
Oh.
it's not really gonna be easy.
You just show him that picture of you and be like, look, I'm famous.
That's pretty crazy, dude.
Yeah. No, that's
I could
insane.
never see my parents playing a MOBA.
No.
My
No.
father usually played like Call of Duty, so
Dude,
He's
Yeah,
making
that's
that
awesome.
switch.
Yeah.
and why
He's
is
gonna
my
be,
webcam like
I don't know.
flashing?
Why is your webcam flashing? Because it's like flashing for us
What
too.
is it?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Stop.
A zoom action.
Oh my god.
Wait,
I
where
just
can
see I see like Tavi picking up Darky's dad, and then like they steamrolled Dignitas. And like it's been like the plan all along.
Navi Darky's dad confirmed.
How can I turn this off?
I don't know. Dude, that would be insane. What if Darky's dad joins Navi as support and he's like, I raised you, now I must break you.
Yeah, it's gonna be some pretty unreal strats for season 2. Oh my god.
Oh man.
Is Darky at a rave?
Is Darky
What is going on?
is,
Oh my god, it's like even changing
Wait.
colors.
oh my goodness. Okay.
What?
So
What the hell?
I kind of
Wait.
want to. Oh my goodness, what's going on?
Darky, you shifted everything around.
All right, Darky. While you're talking or trying to figure out your webcam, I want you to talk about Robin, because I want you to let everything go with Robin, because I feel
so-
like so much has changed that you can just talk about why you picked Robin in like complete detail.
Basically, I've always thought he's a good pick. We actually had a kind of a strategy going into the tournament, which we didn't end up using, which was like Robin Jungle and Arcane Green Lantern. But Navi pretty much banned either Arcane Green Lantern and or Wonder Woman and picked the other one. So I just ended up using Robin because he's like in my opinion, he was the third best, like tanky defensive support, which we needed in our team. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just picked it to defend Chris,
Mm-hmm.
which is like what Robin's best at.
So, you think he's still a really good support, but just not a really good bruiser? Or is he like
I don't
a
know.
decent bruiser?
I think he's like good, but I don't think he's worth getting over other bruisers. That's the problem. And his E
Would
is
you
like
only run him in the duo lane? Would you never run him in a solo lane?
no, I mean our strategy was to
Yeah.
play him jungle, but
Well, I mean, in jungle I can see it, but
I don't
like
know.
solo lane, I don't know.
yeah, I don't know.
Do you guys actually have a Robin jungle? Did Cox practice it? Like,
Yeah, like 2 games.
oh man, dude.
All he
but
needs.
but it's fine. So
Yep, all he needs. 2 games.
Just 2 games. Dude, you guys should have whipped it out, but picks and bans.
well, then what am I gonna play? Like Harley?
Yeah,
no,
dude.
no thanks.
Yeah, dude. Just play Harley all day.
Why is it going on again?
I don't know.
Dude, you're just
Whatever.
at a rave.
Just- I'm
like,
just gonna leave
except-
it.
Yeah, just leave it. All right, so I kind of also want to talk about some other matches. So, I want to talk about Surreal's games versus
Dude,
Brawl.
I would love to talk about those games.
Because, so we saw, like, every marksman banned. Wait, so it was 3 marksmen banned in Champ Select. And then you guys picked Blue Beetle and Harley Quinn mid.
Yep.
Explain the Harley Quinn mid.
I mean, it's an Azure thing. It's just one of those things that, like, I guess nobody really knows that he actually does, and that we were really, really comfortable with. It was like I've been asked like a couple times, like, oh, did y'all just like randomly pick something because there like wasn't anything left, or like why didn't y'all play like Green Lantern or something like that? I've been asked a couple like random questions like that, but it's like we kind of like always kept our team on the comfort side of things. That's how we've
Right.
always done it. Like when we won our first ESL, week, I played Gascat, and like at the time, Gascat was viewed as like not very good, and I've always thought she's still been really very good. Like even like until this last patch, I thought she was really good. So we've always just been the team that's like, hey, let's play comfortable champions and like work together as a team to kind of win.
Mm-hmm.
And so whenever we got down to it, it was like, okay, our team comp doesn't look terrible. We got the marksman that we wanted. That's the other thing. Everybody at the event was like, why didn't y'all pick Cyborg? It's like, we didn't want Cyborg. We wanted them to have Cyborg on purpose. Like, we wanted to take the Blue Beetle because he has the escape. And so we always just kind of like, we went for the comfort, and it didn't work out, but I don't think it was like because of the picks. It was more of the play. And I think I like rewatched both of the games, and like, it just seemed like we were actually winning the first like, I don't know, I don't want to say like 15 minutes, but maybe like the first 8 minutes of the game in both games. And so I think if we had played better as a team, like going into the mid game, we actually probably should have won game 1. But there was a couple of interesting things that happened to that game.
All right. And then game 2, Ease picked Catwoman, and I was actually like, between the breaks in the games, like Dackinger came out of like the thing, I think to get like some water or something. I was like sitting there, I'm like, oh, good game. He's like, oh yeah, and he's like, look out, next draft we're gonna pick Catwoman. I'm like, where are you putting her?
Yeah,
And he's
it was
like,
actually
"You'll
like
see."
it was like really demoralizing to play against Ease's Catwoman, because like we know Ease is a good Catwoman already. Like we already knew that, and the strategy that we had kind of like game 2 was like, once I knew we were behind, I just wanted to split push, and every single time I was split pushing, you can't outrun her. So I had like some crazy number of deaths, and it was just because we were like already behind, and I couldn't get away from her while I was split pushing. So it was like, yeah, guys, like, hey, hold them off mid. I'm gonna split push, no big deal. And then she would step out of fog, and I like there was one point when she stepped out of fog, and I was like, I'm dead. And I was like, I'm sorry, like I can't, like I'm just dead. And then there was like the one part of the game, I don't know if y'all saw it, where I literally ran like all the way around the map, and they were like chasing me, and I was like, oh cool, I'm good, like Pseudo's right here, I'm gonna get to him, like, and I'll be fine. And then like he still caught me, like all the way across the map. He like ran me through the bottom jungle, like ran me up bottom lane, and he still got me. And I just like, oh man, I just couldn't do it. Like it was so hard to get away from him as cat. Like Gas Cat can't run from a Cap Prime. It was insane. And then like Genfo said in chat, that first Raider in game 1 was so troll. Like it was the most depressing thing in the world. We had gotten like first blood on top lane, and I was like, hey, like I know it's early. I was like, but I think we can Raider. And I made that hasty call, and like we open it up when we run up to it, and Maestro was super low on AtGL, and I was jungling Superman.
I think super low is still an understatement. He was at like,
he was literally one hit.
Yeah, he was like,
okay,
I want to say literally like less than 75 health.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. You might be right. So we walk up to it. The pod opens because I opened it from the left-hand side, like outside of it, and I'm walking around it. So I'm doing like this little semicircle around that little lip of the pod, and I press my T key for the double EMP, and in the second that it takes, literally the second that it takes for me to walk around that pod and for the EMP to drop, it one-shotted Maestro. And... and like I was so mad, man. I was so mad because if you look at it, I was actually closest to it. I was the closest person to it, but I think we had maybe done damage to it before anybody physically got there. So he was just like and just destroyed Maestro. And then at that point I was like, man, we don't have the damage for this. Like we have to leave, and it sucked. Yeah. It sucked.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. No. That Raider kill onto Maestro was. I laughed. I felt bad for laughing. But...
No, well, I mean, we were in there, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And then we just laughed and walked away. Like we literally were like, "Oh, well, like, that sucks." Like, and then the worst part about that was not even that because nobody got it right away. We all left. Everybody, both teams just dispersed off of it.
Right.
The worst part about that wasn't that we didn't get it then, it was that now we had the Raider opened on top side, and Pseudo was playing Star Sapphire, and they had Arcane GL, so they could effectively always ult their Arcane GL up if they needed, and Pseudo would have to just run. So I don't know, it just we put ourselves at a number disadvantage because we tried to make a play, and Raider could smell Maestro from a mile away.
All right.
So
that, yeah. I don't know how differently that game would have gone if you guys got Raider. And like,
I think it would have been way different.
Yeah.
Like I keep telling myself that like we fell behind and then stayed behind really, really hard, but we were never able to establish vision control after that. And it was like, no, Raider cam was so big. Like, I don't know. Living in the past, man. This is a whole new update. Living in the past.
All right, we're gonna live in the past a little bit more. I want to talk to koN about Curse's games. Alright, I'm trying to remember, like, the draft, because it was just, like, a standard draft.
We had a huge, like, wombo combo the first game.
Right.
We had, I think, Star Sapphire, Wonder Woman, I can't remember clearly, but all I remember is just Fatal would initiate, and I would ult on top of him, and then we would just see, like, a T2 health right under the fight, and then we were like, oh my god, we can't fight here. And it seemed like every single team fight there was a T2 health. And there was like nothing we could do about it. We were just like, oh my god. But I mean, we had like a plan going in to Team C. Like we were gonna ban so many things against them that like I guess in the moment we just kind of switched. Like we kind of switched. We were like hesitant. Like I guess we were supposed to ban the Joker from Play to Win and I think a Gas Bat. And then just pick the Star Sapphire because we feel like his Sinestro was pretty weak, and we didn't do any of that. Like we had like so much planning going into it, and we just didn't even go with it. So we just gave them what they wanted.
I kind of want to talk about game 2 because you guys picked Mecha Soups, and I don't know. To me, it looked like Fatal wasn't super comfortable on Mecha Soups.
Yeah, I don't know. Fatal said he wanted it, and we were fine with that because I believe we picked Doomsday.
Yes.
So we were like, oh, okay, that's a good combo. Like, Fatal, if you want to run that, that's fine. But I guess, I don't know. I don't know where it went wrong. It was just... kept dying and dying and dying. It just didn't work out, I guess. But I mean, yeah, we went into Burbank with, you know, a few things we wanted to do, and we didn't even do it.
Right.
So, I mean,
I know that feel. We
Yeah.
I don't know, we had that unique draft that we pulled against y'all in scrims. I don't know if you remember it. And like that was one of our go-to strategies, but it required something very unique to happen. Like it required the team either banning Gas Joker on blue side, which usually doesn't happen, or we were forced to ban it. So we had this idea that we could probably like we kind of knew that they would probably ban a marksman, and we were like, okay, cool. So when they banned Gas Bow, we were like, oh man, this is perfect. So we were like, yeah, let's keep it standard, let's keep it clean. Let's ban Gas Joker because I knew we were going to be forced to ban it.
Right.
Then they banned a second marksman, and we were like, they stole our strategy. I was like, all right. I was like, okay. I was like, now this is interesting. And I was like, well, I don't want to give Brawl a green arrow. So we
Yeah.
were like, let's just ban it. And then everything went out the window. Like the whole strategy we had, it did not matter anymore.
Yeah.
Man, like none of it mattered.
Again, before your game, Dak came up to me. He's like, "Watch this draft phase." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh man, what's going on here?"
Yeah, it didn't matter. I think for us, like especially, like I can say this honestly, just we weren't prepared to think on our toes for that draft. Like that draft did not.
Yeah.
And honestly, the draft didn't go terribly. I still think we pulled together a pretty decent team comp. But there was a couple limitations that we had just at the event. Like even like in our support role, just using Pseudo. Like I know he wasn't super comfortable on tanks, so we were kind of trying to play around that a little bit too. And so, it is what it is. It was fun. I think we did okay.
There's not
Pseudo
much to
plays
talk
good.
about for Darky's matches because Dignitot's just
He's a
won.
god. Yeah, he's just a god.
It's just like literally, I couldn't watch the earlier games because it was at like
Yeah, dude, I woke up
Honestly,
and like was catching the second game that they were playing, and I was like, "Oh, Darky, yeah, woo, hype!" from my bed.
The only thing that was like kind of shaky was in game 2 against Navi where they got the first raider, but we managed to clear the camp.
oh
Got-
no, they
before
got the
second
first
raider spawned,
raider.
Yeah,
Yeah. So it
That's
was
like-
like, yeah, we get the second one, whatever.
See, like you make that sound like such a bad thing, but it's like,
like yeah, they got a raider, whatever. no big-
like yeah, they got a raider. That was like the only sketchy part of our weekend.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't know. We honestly like we didn't go with any strategy.
Mhm.
Like we just played like we did before, and then
And you won.
I don't know.
Okay, so I wanna talk about like, Darky, did you like socialize with any of the other teams at Cologne? 'Cause,
Yeah, I mean,
like after
sure, they were
after the
all
games,
there,
did
so-
you guys like all hang out
What?
together and stuff?
yeah, some of the teams were at the same bar after,
Mm-hmm.
and then we went together.
Okay.
And also to answer the question in the chat, I was actually just taking notes on the picks and bans phase, and then Spike asked me to post, and I was like randomly writing on something. So the notes were just picks and bans from Navi. So
Did you just like write down like Tavi picked nothing good or
Wow.
something?
I
Oh.
just wrote
Wow.
bans and picks. Like,
I mean, I did that too. I had my
Like-
little red notebook,
Dude, the notebook of strats.
the elimination book.
So yeah, I was like, okay, this is the last thing I'm gonna say about the Robin. When I saw the Robin, I was like,
BM.
is Darky BMing Tavi
Honestly-
right now?
Yeah. I thought that was such a troll pick. I was like, oh man.
in the first game, we were like, damn, what am I gonna play? And then I saw Robin is actually not that bad against their comp, so I picked him. And in the second game, I was like, yeah, I guess I'm just gonna play him again. and then Cox was like, no, please don't. he was actually telling me not to pick it, and then Chris was like, yeah, if you're confident, then just play him. So even my team didn't want me to play him.
I just wanted to win, man. And you're over there playing Robin.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
God.
And then we were just playing Blue Beetle.
Yeah, we're busy deciding which marksman to ban and pick. Good.
I actually didn't think the Blue Beetle was bad. Just the Harley was kinda. I didn't understand it.
It's funny because we were picking between Harley and Nightmare Soups. Those were our two choices. Should have gone with Nightmare Soups. Damn,
Man.
Nightmare Soups mid, man.
Yeah, that would have been interesting.
I don't know. I can't really remember the whole team comp. It's so hard for me now because like my memory is like it goes away instantly when the game ends.
Yeah,
And so I know we had this is game 1 that happened, right?
Yeah.
With the Harley. So we had AGL, Superman, Harley, Beetle, whatever our support was. Don't have a clue.
Star Sapphire.
I think that's probably why we did it. We had a pretty decent front line. We had the AGL and a Superman. We had some good power damage and a marksman, and I figured we kind of just wanted to maybe tie that in with like a little bit of peel potential and maybe like a knockup. So I think at that point we were really comfortable picking like Nightmare Superman or Harley. I think Azure was just more comfortable with whatever his lane matchup was with Harley. And Harley at the time, she's an easily a good hybrid like champion that Azure kind of plays. Like it plays exactly like how we wanted him to play. It's the same thing with Azure for him. Like he likes to play that kind of a style or whatever. So it just kind of made sense for us. Even though it didn't work out, it was still something we were really comfortable with. It wasn't like one of those like, oh, we don't know what to play. You know what I mean? Like one of those things. It was pretty thought out, I suppose.
I kind of want to talk about how awesome it was after all the games have been played, just to like hang out with all the teams like in front of the hotel.
In front of the Marriott, yeah. It was pretty nice. It was actually something I was like concerned about because like after PAX there wasn't much that happened really, and then kind of like really late we kind of like started hanging out.
Yeah,
and that was cool. That was really cool. But like here we like were the first, like SG was like the first group that kind of like set up. We had like Mitten Kittens and like some other people like with Singularity Spine. We all just kind of sat on that outside section. And then like a team came downstairs or like showed up, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, like we'll come sit out there." And then like everybody just kind of gathered there, and then by the end of the night, we just literally had like that whole section filled with people. They were like watching the games. It was really awesome.
Yeah,
so.
there was that TV thing out there, and like we were watching the replay or whatever, and then like everybody stopped watching it, but it was like still playing, and then those like random people like sat down.
these two older people
at the TV and were like, are they watching the games? Do they care about it?
Yeah, it was funny because I was like, what if they just started getting like really hype, and they're like, koN, what are you doing? And then finally, like the guy gets up and is like looking for a way to change the channel, and we were all just kind of like laughing at him.
But yeah, like I don't know, it was like a really fun experience. Like I don't know, this is gonna sound really nitpicky, but the PAX hotel wasn't that great for that.
Yeah, not really. There was no real hangout spot or anything.
Yeah. But the Marriott was like really nice. You know, like the upgrade, it was like an upgrade yet a downgrade, because it was like really nice. Like it had a really nice exterior. The lobby was really nice. The rooms are really nice, but there was no free breakfast.
No free breakfast. No free Wi-Fi.
That's like
stiffed, man. We got stiffed.
We got wrecked. But
yeah, that was pretty interesting.
I enjoyed like meeting everyone though.
Oh yeah,
that'll always be the best.
I remember Kripsy just like blowing all of our minds with his magic tricks.
Yeah, like fucker.
So sweet, dude.
Fucker set me up for a trick for like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
and I was like, come on, man.
Stamped our arms.
Like he
fucked you guys over, man.
Yeah, dude, he really did. Like, he screwed us good, man. It was messed up.
Okay, because like, all right, so I was sitting like talking with people, and then Kripsy comes over to me. He's like, he like goes to shake my hand. I'm like, okay, handshake. And he like grabs my arm. I'm like, what is he doing? Like, and I look in. He's like, there's like a stem there. I'm like, where did that come from? He's like, and like later he's like, oh yeah, before I did that, like I got you or I did that like 20 minutes before. I'm like, what?
Yeah, Kripsy, the master magician. And it's funny because like I like am really close friends with like a magician. Like I grew up with like a kid who does magic and stuff, and he like travels and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, like I know a magician. Like he sells tricks and stuff like online. Like that's his thing. He'll like create a trick and then he'll sell it online. And Kripsy was like, oh yeah, like what's your friend's name? And I was like, oh, Rob Greenlee. And he was like, yeah, I've bought his trick before. And I was like, all right.
Small
I
world.
was like, all right, that's cool.
Small
like,
world.
yeah, so I don't know. It was pretty cool. And he actually he didn't give himself enough credit. He was like, "Oh, like I just do this for fun." And then he was like doing crazy shit.
I think
like, whoa,
Kripsy's just a modest person in general.
I think yeah, he'll always be like he's like, "Nah, dude, I suck at 80 carry, like whatever." It's like,
So when he was like, "Oh, you know, I'm not that great," and he's
Yeah,
like
I'm not-
blowing everybody's minds, and especially
that
since
great.
like a Cherry and Soter in there, and they're like freaking out. They're like, "Oh my god!"
yeah. Oh man, that Cherry is so fun to be around.
Yeah,
So energetic.
dude, I'll never forget how many In-N-Out burgers Curse bought.
Oh my god.
Like,
You
Don't
okay.
ever
guys
remind
gave me $80 or like $85 for something that cost me like 60, and I'm like, all right, these guys have
Oh, the gas and stuff, you know?
I just wanted $1 from each of you for gas. But like, I was
Now
like,
you tell him.
yeah, well, no, I told them straight up.
Yeah, like, what did we order? Like 6 double
You guys
like
ordered-
It was
combos
like 11.
with like
It was like 11.
double
with
doubles.
an extra like 10 double doubles on the side.
Oh my
like,
god.
oh my god.
You ordered 10 double doubles or 11 double doubles, but 5 of them were a combo.
They gave us an extra one because
Yeah, I guess it's a buy
Why?
11 get one free.
Wait, is it actually or
No,
they just threw
I don't know why they gave us a free burger, but maybe they felt bad for me because like that was my second trip to In-N-Out and I didn't order anything for myself.
They're like, who is this guy? Like, they don't even know. They're like, why you're taxiing people back and forth to In-N-Out Burger?
Dude, I'm just a god.
It was so funny though, because like me and Omaze and Pseudo got some like on the first trip, and it was really, really good. And I was just like, well, shit, like I didn't know I should have got more. And so we were like still hungry, so we like went and got food.
Dude, you should have just called me. I would have gotten
Nah,
more.
dude, I don't know, man. You were so busy, like
Dude,
carting people. around.
dude, no. You don't understand. Like literally 90% of like the drive-through was just me waiting.
Yeah, that's that's the hard life.
So, if you just called, I would have like ordered more. Because you probably would have called at a time like before I even gave my order. So,
But yeah, I don't know. I think us being able to monopolize that like outside spot was probably the coolest thing we could have done.
yeah.
Because if it wasn't that, we would have been cramped in some room, and like half the people probably wouldn't even have wanted to show up.
We probably
'cause
would
it
have just
was,
played
fun.
Smash. Like we did
I like
Friday night.
I like what we did better because like I'm not even good at Smash.
Yo, I was like, I don't know, I was like doing okay, and then I like started winning. A Cheery is this like sneaky fucker. So he'll like you'll like beat him and like he'll beat you and then you might beat him again and be like oh no, I'm done. And he's like, oh, but you're ahead right now. Like he'll try and like con you and like just try and like, you know, talk you up so you feel better about playing him. And he's like, maybe he'll throw another game and then like be like, oh, do you want to play for money? And like some people are like, oh yeah, like I'm feeling
I've been
good.
beating
And
him.
he'll like
I might as
probably
well
just
throw
turn
some
the
money.
switch on and just be like, boom.
Oh my god!
And it's
Wait,
like,
there's arm wrestling videos.
Yeah, so a Cherry arm wrestled Fatal, and then a Cherry arm wrestled Spa, and the Spa one was the funniest because a Cherry's like feeling good about himself because he beat Fatal, and like they go to arm wrestle, so it's like this, right? And like so a Cherry is like, oh, you can't see my webcam, but
we will.
a Cherry was like trying against Spa, and Spa's just like literally sitting there, like his arm isn't budging at all, and like you see a Cherry be like, really? And then just Spa's like, no, you're going down. He just like wrecks him. I'm like, oh my god. I'll post the video after, but that was like insane. But yeah, like that night was like super fun.
And then like Azure and Play to Win got pretty
Oh
wasted.
my
Oh
god.
my god, dude. What did Azure say again? He was like,
I'm at
sorry
5
guys, can't talk right
FPS.
now. My brain's like
Dude,
at
he
5
was-
FPS
He was
or
like,
something.
I got 5 FPS. And then, like, because we had, like, the SG video guy there, and I was like, hey, man, like, he wants you to go do an interview. And he was just like, dude, don't be a bitch. And I was like, what? And he was like, I can make it over there. And I was like, that's good, go do it. And he was like, I can go. And I was like, yeah, go do it. And he was like, stop being a vagina. And then he goes, V-A, and starts spelling out, he starts spelling out the word vagina to me. And I'm like, dude, I know how to spell it. Go over there. Like,
Yeah, so I walk up to Azure because like I hear he's super drunk. I'm like, hey, are you okay? And he's like, you're not okay. I'm like, what?
oh
He's like,
my
you're
God.
not okay. And I'm like, alright, you're okay. And so I just walk away. I'm like, what is he saying? Like, is he okay? So I like go up to Jen. I'm like, is Azure okay? And she's like, oh yeah, he's fine. And I'm like, oh, okay, if you say so. Darky, do you have any stories from Cologne?
Well, I was pretty drunk myself, so
He's like,
maybe
nah.
I don't know.
Do you have any stories that will top drunk Azure?
Dude, drunk Azure was pretty troll.
Was pretty
I don't know. Maybe I forgot half of the night, so
Ooh.
I
Yeah,
can't
we'll
really
have
tell.
we gotta ask other people. We gotta ask everybody
Okay,
else.
so I left at around 2:30 a.m. and I don't know what time.
Yeah,
you
I
get.
left at about 5 a.m.
Yeah.
and then yeah.
So like, Jen says in the chat, drunk play to win, vomit
Dude.
everywhere.
He was just throwing
Dude,
up
apparently he was really
everywhere.
fucked up.
Did he make it to
so-
a bathroom at least?
No. Okay,
Oh,
so
God.
we're in like the ESL van riding to the airport, and he keeps like going like, "Oh, I'm gonna be sick," and like rolling down the window, and then the ESL driver like pulls off to the side of the road, and we sit there, and he's like, "Okay, I'm fine," and then we go a little bit more, and he's like, "Oh," and he rolls down the window again, and then we pull off to the side of the road, and he's like, "Okay, I'm fine," and then finally the ESL driver's like, "Make yourself throw up." So, like, he like threw up a little bit, and then we like get to the first terminal where he's gonna drop off Jen, Maestro, and Play to Win.
Right.
And Play to Win is literally just like puking all over the sidewalk at the airport.
Oh.
And like it was weird because like I mean I'm not gonna like I don't know what to do, so I was like later, like it was nice meeting you.
See, this is where you be like a nice guy and you just like help him out because like.
But we were like on a time schedule though. Like I couldn't. Like we had to like go. The
Yeah,
ESL guy was like, "Yeah, we
dude,
gotta get back."
No, okay. So, what's it called? About 3 weeks ago. Wait, 4 weeks ago. So like the first weekend of September, like my friends and we go to like some party, and like one of my friends just gets super drunk, and he starts like feeling not that great. So he goes in the bathroom and just like, you know, pukes in the toilet. So me being the good friend I am, like sitting there, I'm like patting him on his back, like rubbing his back. I'm like, are you okay? Do you need me to get anything? He's just like, And at the same time, like I go outside just to like chill for 5 minutes because like this was back when California was just like still ridiculously hot. So I'm just like chilling outside because it's like really hot in the house because there's like a bunch of people. And like my other friend comes, and he was like pretty drunk too, and he's looking for a place to vomit. He like trips over like some like stone wall, and he like cuts his face up really bad. And I'm like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Am I bleeding?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you're bleeding." So like we were on a time schedule to get this guy to like an urgent care to like, you know, get some stitches for his face, while my other friend is like puking in the toilet, and I'm like, oh man, this isn't good. So I kind of know you should just like next time, just like rub Play to Win's back. Just be like, hey baby,
Yeah.
everything will be okay.
Hey, on a side note, I just saw like Infinite Crisis post on Facebook 21 minutes ago that there's an EU Reason Gaming team. So
What?
yeah, Easy Peasy, Nor1, Jess B, Floyd, and Avx. I've never heard of any of those
Yeah, I
players,
know no one.
but apparently there's an EU Reason Gaming team
Just
going to
me.
Infinite Crisis.
Nice.
Isn't
Yeah.
RGNA like kind of done that?
I think RGNA is.
Yeah, it was like
Been,
itty bitty's team.
Yeah, I haven't seen them, and I know like a couple of them were saying they were looking for teams and stuff. So
yeah, I haven't heard of any of these guys.
I don't know.
Just
Maybe they're
'cause-
porting over. They're gonna try to learn the game and prep for season 2 in like a week.
Darky, you
I mean,
said
I guess
you
if
know
you're gonna start-
Nor one.
Yeah, and just be, but like from pub games. So
Were they any good?
I mean, they were better than the average random.
So they're like a startup then. Well, that's
Yeah.
good. I mean, it's better than not having a team. So, and the more teams, the better. It'll actually like fill out the brackets. So we
Yeah,
all know how that
exactly.
goes.
So
That's pretty
nice.
good.
That's nice. All right.
I'm excited for like how many teams are going to be there the first week for ESL
Yeah.
in NA. I feel like
Yeah.
there's going to be so many.
I feel like it's going to be like the first week of season 1 was, because there was like a ton of
Yeah.
teams, and even though they're like, I'm pretty sure some of the teams just signed up for the Superman codes or whatever.
Oh
It
yeah.
was still really cool to see.
They gave they gave out like crisis coins. and-
They gave out like the Superman starter, which was like Superman, the skin, and like 1,000 crisis coins.
Yeah, dude, I would have signed up for that. Free crisis
yeah.
coins, dude.
Yeah,
Um,
so I don't know. It's cool because like I actually know there's other people that are like back, and I don't know what their team arrangements are.
yeah.
So it's like I'm not really sure what all is actually going to come out of the woodworks. So it'll be
Right.
interesting to see.
Yeah, that'll be really.
There's, like,
interesting.
I know there's a team that's forming right now. It's like Juked, who used to be on my team. There's
Yeah.
Mishkit, who also used to be on my team. There's Bros.
Who used to be on Krashy's team.
Krashy's team.
Ayo.
My Delusion, I think, from Flipside. I don't know who their mid laner is, but
I think they want to. I think Nick said he was. Or, yeah, Nick 3570 said he was potentially going to be on that team.
oh yeah, okay.
So
So yeah, some new teams, pretty cool stuff.
new teams.
Yeah.
So very interesting stuff. All right, let's just talk about September patch for a couple minutes, and then we'll wrap it up because I told Darky I would only take like an hour of his time. And I want to keep true on that promise. Alright, so let's quickly touch on September patch. Atomic Wonder Woman.
OP.
Oh wow, yeah, OP.
Alright, so here's what I was talking to Krashy about last night. I think Atomic Wonder Woman should be global ban for competitive like Mecha Wonder Woman was.
Yeah.
I think it would
Yeah,
make
I don't
for.
know, maybe.
The only reason I feel like she should be global banned is because she's obviously the most broken champion, and if we're all sitting here saying that, wouldn't we rather see a better pick and ban phase? I mean, yeah, we can deal with her and just ban her if you guys want. We can physically go through the motions of putting her through the pick and ban phase, but why not just not do that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It doesn't. I don't think it really matters right now because like whether or not I don't think we'll see her like globally banned unless we like.
I don't think she'll be.
I don't think she's gonna. I don't actually think it's gonna happen, and that's because there are some people who don't think she's OP, but she's actually just ridiculous. Like it's her potential to carry a game by herself is way too high. It's just something.
I think the global ban would make a lot of sense because if you're red side, you have to ban Atomic Wonder Woman every
Yep.
game.
You have to.
Because
You
you-
literally
Yeah.
don't have a choice.
You can't give that up, and then like
It's like Gaslight Joker
yeah,
all over
Just
again.
like Gaslight Joker.
you have to
yep.
ban like if you're red side, you have to ban like Gaslight Joker or Batman or Atomic Wonder Woman.
Or
like
Atomic.
Atomic Wonder Woman, you have to ban every game, and
Yeah.
then like for your second main, you
Yeah.
get a choice: Gaslight Joker or Batman. Which one do we want? Like, not
Because at this
Or
point,
just
it's
leave
pretty
leave all of
silly.
them open and get 2 of them.
yeah.
Yeah, I
no,
mean
we
that's
could do
that's the only other option you have, assuming that blue side doesn't try to like second ban something for like a Fat Joker or something. Because at that point, like, but then again, like that's what I'm saying. It makes the draft a little odd whenever someone's just blatantly overpowered.
So
Yeah.
I'd like to see the global ban, but I don't think ESL is paying attention.
Yeah, I don't know.
So they're just like, you know, you can play whatever. But let's talk about new champions really quick. So I want to start with Ad Joker because I really like Ad Joker. but
I think this is a.
I
think
think
this is
his
a con topic.
yeah.
Yeah. I think his late game is like so strong. His like auto attacks. If you can kite really well, like oh my god, it's really strong. The only thing I don't like is he doesn't really have an escape.
Yeah.
But I think like if you run a really defensive comp, like a peel comp, I think his late game is just far away better than like any other marksman, for sure.
Yeah. His damage output is pretty ridiculous.
I
Yeah.
think because I played with Darky, and I know this is like a really small sample game, but like we played Harley Ad Joker, and that was like really good. Like I was telling Krashy this, so I'm like, I don't know if it's just Darky being a god at Harley, or like Ad Joker Harley just being really, really good as a lane, because she provides peel for him and
Yeah,
like, sustain
exactly.
to
Like
get him
if
through
he
really good.
if he just has like some peel to get him through the early game, I think like late game it's really good. Like Ad Joker for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go Nightmare Robin.
Nightmare
I
Robin,
love him.
I like to grab on this one because I feel like they couldn't have designed him better. Like he has the potential to make really, really strong early plays. He's really, really strong. He's got a really awesome, unique kit. But late game, he is just the squishiest alive, and he doesn't scale that well into like the late game. I mean, he does well. So if you can get ahead with him, maybe you can push you and your team into like a really, really strong spot. But the fact that he doesn't like just stay aggressively strong the whole game is like perfect. Like that's how the assassin like him should be. He shouldn't be able to just constantly be jumping all over the place, like two-shotting everyone. He should have to like very meticulously pick where he goes in team fights, and I think they did that pretty like perfect.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
honestly,
like-
I don't think he's like super strong. He's really good, but not like OP.
Like assassins are meant to be really strong from like early mid, but
Yeah.
you know they should fall off, and I feel like AWW just never falls off. She's just
Yeah, she
always so
doesn't.
strong.
Yeah,
It doesn't
so-
help that she has a global as well. Like that just ticks it up a bit.
So yeah, the random, I think because everybody was confused why Atomic Wonder Woman got buffed, because she was already seeing a lot of competitive play before, like, and she was pretty prioritized by a lot of teams, and then randomly there were ratio buffs.
Yeah.
And that was just kind of weird. I think she would have been
I don't
fine.
think-
Go ahead.
It's not even the ratio, it's also the responsiveness on the W.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
crazy.
So
Yeah.
like when you
Like-
buff,
Yeah,
when you
she
buff
got like a
champion-
passive buff and then like an active
Yeah.
buff,
Yeah,
basically.
when you buff champions, like,
Oh, my phone's going crazy.
So like when you, I don't know, like the responsiveness buff to every champion is like really, really nice. But then like, I think Atomic Wonder Woman, if you just shift her back to literally last patch's numbers on the ratios,
She'd be perfect for
I think
this
she'd
game.
be
Yeah.
completely fine. She'd still be like super strong, but not. I want her globally
I
banned in
think
every
the problem
competitive
is like she can auto attack, then W, and then hit another auto attack in like the same amount of time.
game. That W
or-
is super
Yeah.
responsive.
In between
Yeah,
auto
it's
attacks,
just-
you can W, which is like a problem, I find.
I mean, I don't mind if she can do it, but the damage output needs to be in a realistic spectrum. Like
Yeah.
when you like, okay, whenever I first decided that she was OP, I was like jungling and I had like an A-dubs like invade on me, and I was like level 6. And I was like, oh, like it's an A-dubs. Like I'm Gascat. I can trade with her a bit. Like she's in my jungle. Like I've got some time. She jumped on me, like hit me with her E and smited me with a rev. And I just like I went down 75% in the first second that I saw her, and I just ran and was like, what the hell was that? She had a Coda 2, and I realized that I would never be able to dish out that kind of damage in that amount of time. Like it just would never happen. Had she had her ult, she would have ulted me and insta like one-shotted me in a single combo.
Yeah.
And there was no counter. There's no counterplay to that. I think we talked about that too, Cal. It just feels like she has no counterplay. And I mean, maybe you could lock her down in a team fight and kill her, but the likelihood that she wouldn't take out one person is not. It's not really there. She'll take out somebody.
Yeah. I want to save like some more in-depth talk for Tuesday, so I'm just gonna we're gonna wrap up. But Tuesday we're going to be having Cardell Anuvan Kerr on, lead creative designer for Infinite Crisis, along with Leo, Electric Leo 10, So you guys should definitely tune in for that. It'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on Tuesday. So Tuesday the 30th, so literally 2 days from now. So that's going to be really exciting. We're going to talk like all things September patch, and just, you know, because we have like a dev on, we can actually like answer questions and get really detailed responses instead of just like speculating as to why things will happen. So make sure you guys tune in for that. It's going to be a really awesome show. But I want to thank all of the guests for coming on, especially Darky, because he's supposed to be packing right now, and I think I took a little more time than I told him I would. So thank you guys for coming on, and thank you to everybody who watched. The VOD will be up in about 24 hours.